So in the last chapter we had discussed about the variable internal functionality, how it works internally in the memory. Now we will explore the programmatical usage of the same. So as you already know that we have to create one more file, or you can do the same inside this function also, but we'll do that in the other file. So just click on the src, new, then Kotlin file, and then name that variable demo. You can see the name of this is suffixed by .kt extension, what we have discussed already. So go to this demo app, copy this, go here. I am fond of copying the stuff. Not exactly, but just to reduce the time consumption of the same, because otherwise we have to type it manually, each and every frivolous and trivial stuffs. We'll focus mainly on the programming stuff. Okay, so now in Kotlin we if we have to declare the variable, we have to use the keyword var and give it any other name, any name. Now suppose var and the name of the variable, name of actor, name of actor. Now suppose we have given John Travolta. So now name of actor is John Travolta. So we have declared the name of the actor. So this is a variable type which contains the string John Travolta. So we have already discussed in the last chapter that how it is stored internally into the memory, and this variable, which is name of actor of type var, it is exactly of type string. So if you just hover your mouse over the variable, it shows variable name of actor is never used. Why? Because we have already declared this. So now use it, print and name of actor, name of actor. Okay, and just use ln and just run it. It will take some time. So what we have done over there, we have declared the variable of type name of actor, which is of type string. That means it contains the string, it holds the value string, value of type string into this variable. In the very next line, what we are doing, we are printing to the console this same variable name of actor. So when we write this instruction println name of actor, what it does, you can see at the bottom, it simply runs John Travolta. It shows it on the console, John Travolta. Okay, so if you want, you can mention the type of the string, mention the type of the string. Again, if you run it, again you will get the same output, because we have not changed the logic of the same. We have only declared the type of the variable. So var name of actor of type string that contains the value, that contains the string, the value of the string is John Travolta. But in Kotlin, to declare the type of the string or type of the variable is not mandatory. That is not a mandate in Kotlin. Kotlin is pretty much smart. It's smart enough to understand to distinguish between the type of the variable So even if you remove this type string, it would be able to just catch the type of the variable. It will understand by itself that it is of type string. Now suppose in the very next line, if we declare variable age of actor. So if we declare the age of the actor is 55, okay, and if we now tries to print the age of actor, okay, now run it. Now what will it print? It will print the name of the actor, and on the next line it will print the age of the same. So you can see the output over there on the console at the bottom. On the very first line it prints John Travolta, and then on the very next line it prints 55. So you can see the Kotlin is pretty much smart to differentiate between the type of the variables. So it knows that this age of actor is of type integer, and the name of the actor is of type string. Even though if you want to declare, if you want to make it clear to the other programmers, to your peers, you can just declare the type as int, okay, int in Kotlin, okay, and this of string, of a string, if you want to. Otherwise there is not a mandate, you do not have to do this, it will be done automatically by the Kotlin. Now suppose if you want to declare the salary or the income of actor, okay, and if you declare that as suppose 1 million, no, suppose it's $1,000, okay, $1,000. Now if you want to print that, println and income of actor, and again if you run it, you can see the output over in the console at the bottom of the screen, and it prints 1000.0 on the third line. Why? So Kotlin interprets this particular statement, this highlighted statement, third statement, as of type float. Okay, why? Because if you suffix the number by f, that means it is an indication to the Kotlin that it is of type float, and it has to interpret it as of type float. If you are doing any calculation on the same, if you are trying to interpret this particular variable, you have to interpret it as a float. So for that you can also specify its type like float. You can see the pop-up over there, just hit enter, okay, float. There is also of type double for larger values, where again scope, okay, not double, and suppose anything, any number or something, so like that. So you can see that Kotlin is able to distinguish or differentiate between all the variables types. It is pretty much easier in Kotlin, and it saves a lot of time. Otherwise in rest of the languages like in C or C++ or in Java, we have to declare the type of the variable, and that is pretty much cumbersome. Not even cumbersome, because we were adopted ourselves. We had adapted ourselves to that particular modus operandi of the same. But in this case, it is pretty much easier. For the Java developer, it seems pretty much peculiar at first, but the persons who has done development in for iOS or iPhone development, they must be familiar about the Swift language, and I think pretty much of the syntax has been evolved in a similar fashion, because I can see that they are pretty much expressions which are same over there. In Swift, there is no need of semicolons at the end of the expression, and you can see we have not added any semicolon like this, because in the rest of the languages like C++, Java, if you write semicolon at the end of expression, then only the compiler can interpret that it is the end of the, it is an indication to the compiler that this particular expression ends over there at that particular semicolon. But in Kotlin, you do not need to do so, because whenever you go to the next line, Kotlin automatically interprets the end of the expression. You do not need to explicitly just define the same. You only have to mention, if you want to just add the semicolon, you can, but that is not a mandate again, so you can remove it. I think it looks nicer, peculiar to the developers who belongs to the other domain, other languages. But for the novice, I think it would be pretty much easier to remember that you do not need to write any semicolon to just to denote the end of the expression. Okay, so this is the end of the lecture. I hope you must have liked this, guys. Thanks.